That's not to say I am busy, because you got to realize that when I say busy, it's comparing myself to the norm, and the norm is not that busy, you know? I'm like a once a month you do something kind of thing, and then occasionally you forget that you're doing it once a month, and you instead do none. You're doing it once. And that's that kind of the situation we're in at the moment. But instead of forgetting and actually only doing none, I've forgotten and done a bunch. Some not intentional, obviously, but some intentional, which was less obvious and less, well, not a problem, but definitely a consideration. Let's say that. As you can see, I do have. Well, you can barely see because you can barely see her face. We do have the special guest, my cat Safi. Yes, I maybe spelt her name wrong. Sue me. Who cares? Nobody really cares. I feel like everybody who comes into this will be like, how do you spell that name? And I'll be like, you say Safi, and they were like, okay, because they won't even think like, well, what could that be? You know? I've been listening to Virtual Insanity a lot these past couple days. That's what's new with me. Don't ask why Virtual Insanity is my go-to. It just has been recently. It's a good song though. Can't complain.
All right then. Hey.
And also my mouse isn't working very well. I'm gonna have to spray it down with compressed air, and then if that doesn't work, probably buy a new one. But what can you do? Hey, Simok, here's the poison that you asked for. Potion you asked for, sorry. Oh, Freudian slip. Hold on a second, I have a question. That's bad. How can you possibly expect to go with that all? I know. Here's the potion you asked. This is distilled essence, really. You see, I don't understand why this
I'm here.
happens, but I'm not, like, against it.
Hey.
Hey.
I'm ready.
You're ready. Cool. Immediately turn this guy against him. You immediately turn this guy against him. Are they sending anyone at him?
I'm here.
Hey.
Your thoughts.
Everybody's dying and I have no idea what's happening. What's happened to her? She's stopped. She's hobbled. Does that mean she can't move? What the heck was that? Is he dead yet? Oh, I can't see his health. Knock him over. he can't move, then just do this on him. Is he dead yet? I mean, I have no idea to know. Does this have to be a... It doesn't have to be a melee attack, seemingly. How is this dude not dead yet? Oh, he is. Functionally dead. Insanity, I want you. Get in there. You. Get in there.
Tell me.
Hey.
Uh-huh. I'm ready.
Hey.
Ready, Watcher. I'm ready.
Why
Ready,
did you move
Watcher.
closer? Why did you move
I'm ready.
closer? Nope, never mind. While I'm at it, you have a little heal. Yes, I know you exist, you little cutie cat.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
Just like old. I'm ready.
Perfect. Now you can actually do something. Wait, that sounds mean. I don't mean it like that. Now you're in your optimal environment. That's what I more meant. You know what? No, you don't need to do that. You, on the other hand, what does this do again? Use a sword, general focus. Prevents mind link. Oh, that's kind of cool. Let's give that a shot while we're here.
Hey there.
Ready, Watcher.
Well, they're all dead. And
Course.
I don't think I did anything wrong, because I saved a kid. The clef.
There. What did I tell you?
I mean, is there anyone in... Oh, there's a guy over there. Looks at you with an eye and gives you a slow nod. Okay, so he doesn't really mind that I've killed literally everybody in here. Like, surely a couple of those were your friends, right?
I see where you're going with that. There. What did I tell you?
Like, I understand you disagreed fundamentally with the way that the culture was. But, like, some of those guys must have been, like, people you grew up with in childhood. You know, people who you shared bread with, you know? Maybe even a former lover. I don't think it would be impossible to assume this, right? Yes. What have we got here? Lost soon. Okay, we earned a decent amount. You guys saw nothing, right? You're not gonna, like, say anything. Okay, cool. You're fine. I didn't kill your boy. Quick check before we go. But can't do this one because you fight a dragon. What is this? That's a... Both of those are characters that I'm not using quests.
A perfect memory for centuries. That's a long time to live with yourself.
Oh, he's talking.
So
He's
you
talking.
knew this Thaos character ages ago, that right?
To some degree.
And that was what? A few hundred years ago? 1,000? What's that even like, remembering something from so long ago?
It was lifetimes ago. I still don't understand what it means for me now.
That may be a mercy. That's what's got me thinking about Thaos. Those Delamgons said he remembers everything. I mean, can you imagine? Recalling centuries in perfect detail. Every lost love. Every failed dream. Torture. And from the gods he purportedly serves, no less.
It could be torture, but you also remember all the good times they had. Forever. Never forgetting them.
You ever wonder how that's changed him? Whether Thaos would have chosen this path all those lifetimes ago if he'd known where it would lead?
Yes, and I pity him for it.
Me too. Though I'm surprised you have any sympathy for him. He's made this life, and who knows how many others, difficult for you.
I've done things I'm not proud of. I can only hope others would be as merciful for me.
I know the feeling. I'm not defending Thaos. But I remember what it was like to carry a burden you can't put down. Which makes me wonder why he's doing it. Other gods told you that he means to strengthen Woodica. But to what end?
We better hurry if we mean to find out.
I suppose you're right.
I imagine he's trying to strengthen Wodica to make it so that death can come to even the gods or something. Wodica's the god of death, right? Burial Isle. Right, how do I get there again? Art Song? No, it'll be from Old Song. Has to be from Old Song. Not going to be from the place that regular people technically can go to. Right? It wouldn't make any sense. Yeah, there's the boat. This could be the end, or I could have been lied to, and this isn't the end. But first things first. Not the final save, but maybe one of the final saves. Might be the last 10 saves we do.
Many blessings, traveler.
Take me across. I will. Take care that you do not lose your footing. The waters have a fickle temper. This fight might go horrendously because I might not be able to defeat them. But I beat the Lich. I beat a drag. No, I didn't beat the dragon.
No sign that anyone's been here in ages.
I need to boost the volume of their voices.
Do you remember when we were children, and the missionaries came to tell us about the gods? They told us we could see them in the stars. And we snuck out one night and climbed the watchtower in the old fort because we thought we could see them better from up there. That fort burned down a few years ago when we cast the missionaries out. It was the missionaries who set fire to it. They didn't want us to be able to use it. Shame. There was history in that fort.
I miss those times. It was an exciting time. Everything full of promise. This is your home as much as it's mine. Do you worry about it? It's been through worse. I try to remind myself of that. It's nice to have the reinforcement. I
miscalculated many things since this began. I'm relieved you weren't one of them. It's a good thing we didn't hang you. I always knew this path would have consequences, but I never wanted to see Kratom suffer on my behalf. I don't think I can stay here any longer. I am told the Inquisition is gathering an army, that they have sent messengers to bargain with rulers from distant lands. Kratom is not built to withstand a siege. If war is coming, I should be doing what Thaos is doing. I will need allies. Allies on a stronghold that can resist an invading army.
You can feel words formed long ago rising in your throat like a toxic black bile. Have you thought about Osinus?
Oceanus.
Oceanus?
They have held off many would-be invaders, and their king has no love of the Inquisition's faith. I wonder, would he listen?
Oh, I'm leading her into a trap. Oh, you're not... What? Okay. What the heck is... Okay. Don't attack me. Okay, first
Hey.
things first, you're the realist. Get in there.
Hey.
I'm ready.
I'm not sure if I'm over-leveled for this area. I mean, I'm sure I'm over-leveled for this area. But, I'm not sure if that happened because I'm actually
Alright,
strong
then.
enough that that's not a problem. Or that happened because the enemy is supposed to mind control you, but I'm resistant enough to it. You venture through a doorway into an underground tunnel. A staircase coils upwards, leading to a dim passage. On the upper level, light filters through the collapsed ceiling. A wall of putrid stone and rubble blocks the way. Leave. I don't know what that's about, and I'm worried that it's advancement when I don't want to advance yet. Right, I think it's supposed to represent all of these people's souls are coming back to them from when they also were allies of mine back in the day. That's what I choose to believe. These enemies are supposed to be weak. There's no way you put me up against one
Alright,
shade
then.
when you technically fight a couple of those in the very, very start of the game. You know? Oh, those shadows. Well, you fight something one level lower than a shade. Feral Druid. I don't
Hey.
like that he exists.
Off that.
Is he dead? He looks dead. How did a feral druid get onto this place? This island?
Alright then. Hey,
I guess if you can turn into an animal... If you can turn into a half bear, half wolf... Sorry, half wolf, half man thing. You probably can turn into like a half orca, half human thing as well and just swim across. Is that a thing? It's a thing that very rarely comes up in like D&D and stuff because you don't get swimming until much higher level because they think it's overpowered. I don't understand why this is the Grotto of Echoes when it's not really a grotto, if you look at it. It feels like maybe this is going to be a situation. This is my cold shot. I don't know if this is going to happen, but I like to think it will, and so I'm calling my shots. We're going to have a situation where we come to this place, but it's it in the past. And in the past... What the frick is this? What? Who's attacking me? Never mind. It was just a bunch of... Oh, there it is.
leave it to me.
Dead on!
And that's how it's done.
Okay, we've locked ourselves out, but he
Hey.
can come through. My guess is that's supposed to show that this is a place where they burned witches. By the way, I'm talking through everything I'm saying because I actually find that when I talk it through, I don't make stupid assumptions. As many stupid assumptions. Because while I'm talking, I'm like, hold on a second, that makes no sense because of other existing thing that I know about. That I've always known about, but
And
I'm just
that's how
ignoring at
it's
that
done.
moment.
Tell me.
I'm going to make a
Hey.
cold shot that's going to go to you.
I'm ready.
It didn't go to you, so my cold shot was useless.
Hey,
I thought he was going
Hey.
to teleport directly into the middle of my ranged boys, and so I was like, I'll send a melee boy
course.
there to knock him over. You know, I've been thinking about maybe trying an JRPG, but like with my... I don't want to say my schedule's already... Yeah, they punished a lot of people, I get it. I don't want to say like my schedule's already really booked up, but like in terms of RPGs that are going on the Wednesday, you just got to think about it and be like, well, hold on a
leave it to
second.
me.
You're going to be playing Pillars of Eternity 2 after this, because why wouldn't you go from 1 to a direct sequel? So I'm going to go from that to the second game, and then from the second game, like, you've seen how long it takes... You've seen how long it takes for me to complete the first game. And if we assume that even though Pillars of Eternity did incredibly well, they just decided to make it the same size as the previous one instead of doing what it feels like every company does, which is they use the funding... Well, every good indie company. Whereas they use the funding they get from the first
You're
game
not getting through me.
to make the second game, like, infinitely bigger.
Hey.
Then it's still going to take this but more time. And so
I'm
I'm
here.
just like,
Hey there.
am I actually going to be wanting to put a JRPG
Kinda stuck over here.
who repeatedly are like long form things? Do I want to go, yeah, I think I can do another one of those?
Mm-hmm.
I think that would be stupid of me.
Tell me.
But also, like, JRPGs, a lot of them, as well as that, have this annoying trope of... Not annoying trope, a habit of, like, they don't hold your hand a lot, right? They expect you to fully understand the mechanics to a pretty reasonable degree. Now, to a lot of people, that's a bonus. But for me, I want there always to
Lead the
be
way.
this
Hey.
way of completing the game where you fundamentally understand none of the mechanics. And you know why I need that? It's because sometimes I fundamentally don't understand any of the mechanics, or a major mechanic. There's a reason I'm not using many, if any, support characters. It's because I'm horrendous at using support characters in real-time games. I'm not that good at using support characters in non-real-time games. And so, that's a mechanic of this game that I don't really use. And I've been able to play most of the game. Hey, look, there's Thaos.
Another turn, Inquisitor.
Thaos signals some unseen attendant standing beside a large crank.
I ask again, Jovara Exensios, do you confess to these heresies of which you stand accused?
He waits, but she only stares straight ahead, her face stony, the creak of her restraints the only sound.
Do you confess to apostasy?
I confess to renouncing a mistake.
She opens her mouth to speak, strands of thin spittle spinning from one lip to the other like a spider's threads.
Do you confess to conspiracy against the one true faith?
I confess to opening minds.
Do you confess to false prophecy?
I confess to following a false prophet.
Indeed. And where might we find this heretic?
She's gonna say you.
He wears the robes of a Grand Inquisitor.
You have no followers here, heretic. Your lies hold no sway in the court of the penitents.
Only my truth, then.
Another turn.
Wait! I'm ready. I'm ready.
You are ready to give a confession?
I'm ready to hear one from you.
Thaos shakes his head and points at the Inquisitor, and the scraping grind of rusted gears echoes in your mind as the apparition fades away. Oh, she's dead.
There's a first time for everything, and a last.
I'm going to regret this. A great pit lies in the shadow of the statue of Wodeka. No light from the surface reaches the bottom, but even so you catch flickers of a ghostly glow in the depths. A wind from the pit buffets you. It isn't cold, but it raises goose flesh along your arms. Is that a saying I don't know? The wind carries a whisper, low and sibilant. Never heard that word either. As you look into the pit, souls gather around you. They encase you in a cloud of essence that swirls around you while you consider your next move. Yeah, let's jump in the pit. You jump, trusting the promises of the gods and the power of the souls to bear you safely down. The sudden drop takes your breath away, but the souls catch you, encasing you in a shimmering, thrumming aura. But while they slow your descent, you still feel that you are falling faster than you should. The essence flows around you is strong but chaotic. You find yourself drifting towards the wall. Polania falls with you for a moment, but seems oddly buoyant during her slow descent, feathers fluttering silently along her arms and the side of her face. Suddenly, her golden eyes grow wide and she shouts, "Look out, Ligara! The wall!" Reach for her companion. I'll brace myself. You tuck your arms and legs into your torso and prepare for impact. You strike the hard surface and pain lances through your shoulder. Fortunately, the impact knocks you back to the center of the pit and the souls around you adjust to keep you there. You manage to spread your arms and legs into an X, steadying your position and the rate of your descent. You reach the court of the penitent, millennia-old stones safely under your feet. Your Bugatti is considered high level for the content in Act 4. If you like the critical path, the order will seem the same. Your choice cannot be changed. Standard, please. I am high level for it. It's good to know, though. It's good to know. I still can't beat that dragon.
Like an eternity, your rapid descent comes to an abrupt end. You remain still for a moment while your heart settles and your eyes adjust, breathing in stale, forgotten air. Before you, a narrow and eroded walkway becomes faintly visible in the dim light, cutting a winding path through a cavern so expansive it seems a world unto itself. In the distance, you can make out the cold gleam of living Adra veins that spike and fork in and out of view from the murky depths beneath, their glow a faint and fleeting guide along the ancient trail. You look above at the opening you jumped through, now barely a speck of light like some distant star alone in the cosmos and forever out of reach. Your only way lies ahead.
Done.
Think I dislocated my... That's better.
Okay, I'm fine
Everyone
with that.
all right?
Level.
No shattered knees? Good. Just me, then.
I didn't check to see if your shield is better than your other shield. So, you lose guarding spell chance, taste of the hunt, stealth stamina, fear aura, major spell, dragon's breath, bashing, force, superb. No, it's not better. You just get safeguarding, which means incoming crits convert to hits. And you could probably enchant it with a couple other things. Is there anything I can enchant on people? Just a quick check, seeing as we're nearing the... well, we are at the end. Yours. Can it be enchanted? Yes. Slaying... I don't know what he would be. What do you think he would be? You know what? We'll wait until we know what he is, and then we'll do it. Can we enchant this? We can. Give her some dexterity. and make her like, I don't know, pierce proof? What about me? Can I enchant? I can. Well, let's make us, I don't know, pierce proof? Can't do it on my weapon because my weapon's special. Attribute bonus, probably intelligence. And I don't know, make us like pierce proof? Your gun. Which one are you normally using? The gun that does like more damage. Secondary, I feel like burning fits what we've got here. I can't believe she's only using exceptional hide armor. Like, do we not have a better light armor? Sell value high to low. Light armor. Like, one less, but we could upgrade it to, it's already exceptional. What about this? Pierce proof, safeguarding, fine. It's medium armor. Healing bonus is not useful. The martyr. I mean, that's not horrendous. I keep clicking that for some reason. You know what? Like, maybe that's fine. I mean, what's the problem with putting her in medium armor, right? Safeguarding gives you crits turn into hits. Like, what's the problem with doing this? And then enchanting it to have of intelligence too. And then enchanting it to be exceptional. Like, that gives 11 armor. That seems fine. We've enchanted this with what we can. Whatever he is, we enchant that to be them do more damage to. I mean, there's a part of me that wants to use that on you, but I'm not sure. No, you don't have anything on that. What about on your offhand? No, you don't have anything on that. There's no way you can't enchant the helmet. No, you can't. Okay. Quality? I guess I can make it pierce proof? No, I think he's gonna do slashing. Okay.
This place is cursed.
Hey.
Did anyone bring a ladder?
Did anyone bring a ladder? Okay, new to old. Any of these good? Probably. I'm not gonna look through it.
Hey.
We do another save? Oh, right.
All right, then.
And what do we have here?
Freaking knew it. I was like, oh, this is just a path? Oh, that's gonna be fine. And then I thought about it for a second. I was like, they wouldn't just make it a path. A shade?
And what do we have here?
Go on. You have a teleport. Do it.
Leave it to me!
My mind feels sharp as steel.
Leave
Oh, there's another enemy.
it to me!
Bullseye!
Okay, which somebody's gonna get hit by a trap, but we have to do it anyway.
My mind feels sharp as steel.
Leave it to me! Leave it to me! Hey.
Okay. We surprisingly didn't set off anything. And equally surprising, there wasn't a single trap. Why did I
There.
get...
What did I tell you?
Jesus, that scared the life of me. Why was that suddenly so much louder? Another thing... What are these technically? Spirits? Should I just up my spirit damage?
Hey.
Oh, shiitake, that's actually an enemy that's scary. Okay, what we do
Hey.
is we take you and we go... You want to fight the thing behind that, right? You knock that over.
Hey there.
Can you dominate that? No, you can't. So instead, we hit him with this attack.
Hey.
I'm ready.
Vi aces vox converano.
Stop! Stop stunning my dude! I mean, technically it's my weakest dude. But I still don't appreciate it.
I'll take a look.
Of course.
Okay. Surely that way is the way to more enemies. And that this is the right way. Oh god. What's this called? Soul Guardian Pillar.
Hey.
You go after him.
I'm ready.
You go after them with the dog.
Hey.
Tell me.
This one repels my touch.
You guys, make sure that this thing doesn't exist.
Mm-hmm.
And you make sure that this thing doesn't exist.
I'm ready.
I like making things just not exist.
I'm ready.
You telling me you can't do this?
Good.
There.
Hey
Now,
there.
you attack him. As all of you kind of need to.
Let's try.
Are these technically spirits as well? What are they considered? Vessels. Right.
That again. No use. I need something stronger.
Something stronger? I'm not that strong. I can't give you something stronger. Okay, that went pretty well.
Hey.
Everybody could one-on-one these boys. Lightning didn't seem to do too much damage, if any.
Be cautious. Be constant.
There's something you don't see every day.
They've trapped the chest, eh? What is this? A unique morning star. Daybreak. Take the diamond.
Hey.
The ancient Adar still bears the impression of thousands of souls broken upon it. Thus your soul burns with... Oh. Determination? That's my guess. It said determination, and it was an Undertale reference from... I don't know if this was before Undertale. Because I can't really name... I know this came out about, what, like 2016-ish time?
See every day.
I also don't see it... Oh, that. I know it came out around 2016 because I'm pretty sure the thing says 2016 when I'm choosing the category to be playing. But I couldn't tell you for the life of me when Undertale came out and whether what I'm saying is at all correct. That makes sense?
No use. I need something stronger. Dead on.
If I was talking to a friend though, I would just confidently say that was true.
All right then.
I just hope that I'm right. I like taking educated guesses. Because like, what's the worst that
I'll take a look.
that can happen?
Isn't
Like
this
you're
something?
wrong. La-di-da. You were gonna be wrong either way. Occasionally, you could be right.
I'm here.
Yeah, you can do that. Where are you? Get after him.
One repels my touch.
What? Why are you... Okay, that didn't go out how I expected it to go at all.
I'm ready.
Hey.
Oh, this guy over. Ow.
Hey there.
Disintegrate him. Disintegrate him. It's a casual little disintegrate. For the fans.
Hey.
Wait, he's trying to knock you over. Knock him over back. Yeah, show him how it's done.
I'm ready.
I like how I've got the two people who knock down on one side. And the two people who don't knock down on the other side.
Can't get a good shot with this.
And that's how
These
it's done.
Adar animants are kind of like my my Achilles heel in terms of like being able to do a decent amount of damage quickly. I do wonder why.
Slowly now.
Slowly now. Is this trapped like the other one? Seemingly no.
Consider it done.
It is locked though.
There. What did I tell you?
Okay. Well, they saw us. Okay, this
I'm
is
here.
a huge nightmare.
Your thoughts must flow deep.
You run away.
I'm ready.
You run in.
Can't get a good shot with this.
Hey,
You run through.
Tell me!
You run in. You run in.
hey.
Okay, while they're
Hey
all
there.
in combat, you just keep shooting.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I like how it sounds very freaking sassy. I like how sassy my characters are, while still being good boys and girls.
Of course.
Prison? A column of Adar rises above you, stoic and silent, its rigid layers a measuring stick for the passing of time, ages, sorry. It feels to you as a thick block of ice, and you perceive buried deep in its core a dim, flickering flame, all but extinguished yet preserved against the ravages of the elements. At your approach, the flame seems to steady and draw strength, and the layers separating it from you melt away, and you are bathed in its glow, a bright beacon in the gloom. The glow seems to fade as though you have adjusted to its intensity, and where it was, Ivara seeps into existence, an idolic shade hovering above the moist prison floor. Though ageless, she appears somehow different to you now, a slight stoop to her carriage, perhaps, or a trace of sunkenness in her eyes. There is a broad scar across her face, fibrous and wormy, where flames once lapped, uphealed even in death.
Hello, sister. It has truly been ages. You are so different now from who you were then, yet much remains the same. Old troubles with a new face. What is it that has brought you here?
I'm here to free you.
A gallant gesture, if a bit misguided. And yet I suspect there is more to this than you have said. I can only guess your presence here has something to do with thaos. The energy of this place changes when he is near. I don't know what he has done, but I do know of the souls that pass through here now. They do not come by choice.
Thaos diverted them from the cycle. He seeks to empower Wodica and to blame Animancy for the damage he has caused.
After all this time, he would still stand against the tide.
You knew me when Thaos did. There's something I need to know about that time.
I will tell you what I remember.
There's something about that lifetime my soul can't let go of. I need to know what it is, and I'm running out of time. I see moments from that life, of you, of the Inquisition, of Thaos.
I can see his influence, still hanging like a weight about your neck. So it always was. He had inspired something in you. We spoke of him the last time you were here also. It was just after the trial. You were agitated. I think because you started to consider that what I was teaching may have been true.
And what was that? Her mouth tightens and her brow furrows a look of pity. Her eyes shift back and forth between each of yours, as if looking for something that would help her decide whether to speak.
That the gods aren't real.
Of course not. It all makes sense now.
She's not serious.
That doesn't seem possible.
What I taught was that the gods whose faith we had been spreading were not gods at all, but something else entirely. Something created by people.
Who created these gods, and for what?
They were conceived by Engwith, a society of high minds and broad concerns. Thaos' people. In their time, every people worshipped its own gods. Sometimes they warred over it. After a few wars of their own, the Engwithans sought an end to it. They devoted all their energy to finding the true creators. Generation after generation, they prodded and worked the stitching of the world and unlocked its secrets. One day, they found an answer. Except the answer was no answer at all. There were no gods to be found. Or if there ever were, they were gone. It shook them, this finding. If they could discover this on their own, how long until others would? How long before war and chaos reigned over a world without consequence? But they had mastered many things in their pursuit of these answers. And with their mastery, they crafted their own gods to fill the void, and sent missionaries to the corners of the world to spread their faith.
This is why you started your own faith?
I never thought of it as faith, but I think you are right to call it that. Let the world see. Let them decide what to do. That was my faith. I became a missionary because the gods brought me hope that I wanted to bring to others. For a time, the truth sent me to a dark place. Then the day came when I realized nothing had changed, that I still had a purpose, and the purpose was the same and it was worth living for. I began questioning the other missionaries in public, exposing their parlor tricks. In time, their following became mine.
How did you discover this?
The Engwithan missionaries all knew it, but they never told the rest of us. They meant it to be a secret that died with them, and in the end, they allowed their bloodlines to fade from memory. I had been assigned to join a few of them at a temple. I found the door to their chambers closed, but the room was stone and the door thin. Their voices carried. I heard enough. I investigated the things they spoke of, and everything was there, just as they said it'd be.
Later on, after I left the Order, a few Ingrithians found my words persuasive and joined my cause. They revealed what I did not already know. Is it true? Were you taught?
You asked me this once before. Nothing I can say would be any proof, and it may be certainty your soul craves. Resolution. But if you are bound for the same place Thaos directs these souls, you will see for yourself, as you once did. Everyone faces this truth at one time or another. Few confront it. Few have the stomach to ask what if. And in avoiding the question, they deny themselves an identity of their own.
This might be a bit of a stretch, or it's something that they were shoving in my face and I ignored. It's either or. But is one of the reasons he's blaming it on animancy is because animancy's own philosophy is to ask what if, is to be the whole, like, going to the levels of what the Ingrithians eventually got to. She scans her audience in silence, her eyes thoughtful, lingering on each member of your company in turn, finding interest in things unseen.
What if all the tragedy, all the persecution, came in defense of an imposter?
That's not... That can't be right. Aethys, he... He's done miracles for people.
The power of the gods is undeniable. The truth of the story they weave is not. What if our burdens come to us not because they are meant to be, but because they happen to be?
They shape us all the same. It doesn't matter how I drew the small tooth, or even that Pursock had become a deer. The task fell to me, and I completed it.
What if even mastery over all things cannot answer the most basic of questions?
I stopped asking those questions long ago. It is enough to care for those we love with the time we have in this life.
What if the cycle of birth and death is nothing more than a tool of endless preoccupation?
The gaze nodding her head, almost imperceptibly. For a moment, all is silent. Seemingly moved by some unspoken understanding. Locke's eyes were now.
What if no god had the authority to relieve our burdens or absolve our sins?
Are the gods any less important because we created them?
Angles her head and screws up her home for an expression.
If what we're saying is true, people made the gods because they needed forgiveness, guidance, grace. Things we're not so good at offering one another. For the first time in decades, I feel whole. And it was the power of a god that made me so.
Power it may have been, but not the power of a god.
You feel the weight of her eyes upon your soul. What if we can be assured of nothing, assured of nothing? The only value is in the things we create ourselves. Then we best build our strength so we can bear it. Then when we cease to exist as beings, can peace be found? Then it is the question that has already that I have always posed more value than the answer. And the fewer people who realize, the better. Then all we can do is endure. Anything in the value in it, then the only value is in the things we create ourselves.
Verus, we find purpose in ourselves and in the people in our lives.
And in the lives we create, is this not the essence of motherhood? To create, cherish, nurture, to give of yourself for the sake of another. There is bliss to be found in the things we create, but sorrow as well. Every creation bears the imperfections of its creator, and its creator's creator. Art and song are creations, but so are weapons and lies. We must be careful that our creations do not consume us. I ask these things not to trouble you, but to show why they must be confronted. No answer is simple, but somewhere between them all lies a truth so beautiful, not even a god could conceive it. Do we not owe ourselves a chance to find our part in it?
Even without assurance, there is still truth. I don't think it makes much difference either way. I think I'm going to go with that one, because I kind of... Oh, this is such a weird thing. I truly believe in this being true, while this also being true. And I don't know how to come to the conclusion of this, because I don't think any of these are right. I do think that the fact that functionally there was no overarching scheme of a... It's funny, because I've literally been in a church, because I was at a funeral today, and it was quite a religious ceremony. And so, like, seeing these things that are talking about philosophical things, about what meaning stuff has if there isn't an overarching government of overarching person watching, is quite an interesting thing to think about. And I do believe that, like truth is truth, no matter if there is an overarching thing that governs us. And so there is a part of, like, there is a reason to it, even if there isn't a god overarching looking at you and saying these are the rules. But I also think that there's so many good things that people have done in the name of faith that I can't be sure that they would have done without faith. You know, like it was a factor to push them forward, and I can't be sure that reason to push them forward would have been there if they didn't think that there was a God up high that was put these rules in place. And so I think I have to go with 3, even though it doesn't fit me as much as I'd want to say. I think I would like to say there's merit in both sides, but it functionally is similar to number 3.
I often wonder that myself. If things had gone differently, if the world had taken my faith instead of the Anguithan's faith, would it truly be what I had envisioned?
Well, they wouldn't have taken your faith. I refuse to believe that people won't eventually try and put a government, some sort of God in place.
I've been alone here with my thoughts for so long now. I've found peace with my failures and with my punishment. I no longer curse fate for what might have been. But there is one thing that has clawed and scraped at my mind all these years. One thing that will not be put to rest until I know. Until I understand.
I'm not the smartest person. I haven't looked into this, but I would be interested to know if there is ever been a kingdom or a country or a tribe that hasn't had some form of God or government, some sort of thing that governs what they do, you know? Something to give them a right or wrong. And if so, how was that as a thing? Because, like, don't get me wrong, a lot of modern countries, a lot of the first world countries are leaning towards the atheism agnostic spectrum, right? A lot of them go around their life going, this is good because it's good, not this is good because X God once said it was good, right? But it's all... You can trace back every one of them to religion in some form. And it's never not there. I don't know.
I need to know why you chose to remain with the Inquisition, even after you'd learned the truth. Do you remember?
I was afraid of what Thaos might do to me if I didn't agree to do it.
Woodica gifted him a great many things, but his ability to manipulate was always his own. Good. Good. The things I taught, the things I believed, I needed to hear that. I needed to know it wasn't because...
Because I doubted you? I needed to know it wasn't because after everything you'd learned, you'd still rather believe in a lie. If that is the conclusion people reach once they know everything, then my purpose has been a mistake. Did my opinion matter so much to you?
I've always looked up to you, since we were children. You had heard both sides, seen everything. If not you, then who?
You were never going to be able to convince everyone of anything. True or not, there will always be dissident.
I expected dissent, but I needed to know that true faith would prevail. Perhaps I've been wrong to place so much importance on one person's actions. It was all I could do to feel like there was an answer. Even knowing what you've told me, some part of me knows it doesn't truly answer what I wished to know, nor will an eternity of silent contemplation. I will have only my guesses and suspicions, and that will have to do. And what of your understanding of our past? Are you at ease with the choice you made?
I see the world differently now than I once did. I regret what I did to you and wish your forgiveness. I really do believe that even though I've got the memories, it wasn't me. Is that weird to say? It's the kind of thing of like, if someone clones you and then clones somebody and puts the memories of that original person into you, is that really you? Do you deserve to take all of the blame for it? I don't think that's fair, right? It wasn't me.
At first I thought this might be the source of your soul's anguish. But now I see I was mistaken. You are not divided on this matter. You have put it behind you. It is with Thaos that your agony lies, in sun and shadow. Your questions are not for me, but for him. And it may be that only an answer from the mouth of Thaos himself will satisfy your needs. Yet if there is anything I can tell you that would be of use, ask and you shall know.
Are you bound here until the end of time?
In a matter of speaking. This is Braeth Yamen, the court of the penitents. Souls are confined here until they repent. They must beg the forgiveness of a god, pledge their soul to them, and they will be lifted from this place to the world above. In truth, they receive leniency, but not true mercy. The spite of Woodica is eternal. They linger above, at the site of the old court, and are not permitted to leave the island, forever severed from the cycle. This prison was full once in the days of the Inquisition, but time weathers all things, even will. I'm the only tenant who remains. Yet, I feel their presence strongly now, as it was in the beginning. You have brought many of them here. They cry out for the judgment of Thaos. You have struck some bargain with the gods, then.
The other gods aid me because they want Thaos destroyed. I owe them no debts.
They aid you because they would bend you to their own purposes. Engwith built gods from ideals, and an ideal on its own is a grotesque and vicious thing. But these souls, these forgiven the gods have bequeathed you like chattel. They were loyal followers in life. They will be with you to the very end.
Let me ask you something else. This place, Sun and Shadow, what is it? I could tell you what I believe, but again, it would be no proof. I have only what I have seen and what others have told me about it. There is only one man who can tell you now, who knows it to a certainty, and you shall face him soon enough. I will leave you to see for yourself. Make your own judgments. Better for your soul that way, I think. How is it that you speak Eldarin?
Thaos will not wait for you. If you do not catch up to him now, you may never find him again.
If you plan it down to my man, I'll be living in all life. Before I go, I will pay you for this curse. The gods have given me the souls of their forgiven. If you repent, you could join with me, help me strike the final blow against Thaos.
If I repent, all I have done has meant nothing.
Okay, then I will waste no more time. Farewell.
It's a cruel fate to waste all this time to be reunited with my only sister, only to be forced to part soon after. But then, what is life but a series of brief encounters with those we love? If ever we should meet again, in this life or any other, I hope to find you at peace.
Ah, that's nice. I accidentally double-clicked and I didn't get to hear the rest of the story, which is deeply saddening, but what can I do? We are getting close. Thaos. Let's do a quick save. We might actually completely complete today. I kind of thought we'd get like halfway through. Greater lay on hands, critical focus. Modify zealous focus. Converts. Ooh. Yeah, I like that. Hey dear, what do you want to talk about?
Well, doesn't that just beat all? Here I was, wondering all this time whether all these terrible things were people's fault or the gods. Turns out they might be the same thing. Wonder how things would have gone different 15 years ago if the Raid Sarens had been told their god was made in some forge or kiln someplace. Would we still have gone to war?
It was their god who made them believe they were right. I doubt they would have fought if they thought they were failable. People were starving. They would have rebelled sooner or later.
I could see the rebellion still happening, but I don't know that they would have invaded.
He looks down at the ground, drumming his fingers against his side relentlessly. When he speaks again, it seems half to himself.
I don't know. When Woden left for war, we, had a fight. As brothers will.
What about?
About him going off to war. He was set on it. But my parents warned him. They said you get a new country with every trip across the border, but your god, you only get the one. Me? I didn't know who was right. All I knew was I didn't want him to go. It's the same for families as it is for gods. You only get the one.
You got a found family?
I said every vicious thing I could think of, trying to change his mind. He brushed it off. Just got me madder, of course, him being so calm. He said I should come with him, but he'd understand if I didn't want to. I told him he'd better be able to face his god one day and answer for what he'd done. He said he'd keep that in mind. And then he was gone. By the time I'd cooled off, months had passed. One morning it dawns on me that my brother always knew better than me. If he was so sure of what he was doing, then I should be there with him. I packed my things and was on the road that same morning. Of course, what I didn't know then was he'd already changed his mind. By that time, he was dead on that field.
So if you had left with him, you'd have known why he changed his mind? Or do you think he went to Waidwin because of what you said to him?
Crossed my mind. You live in a place like Gilded Vale. You don't have a whole lot else to do other than think about things you don't want to think about.
That's fair. Look at this cat.
I hope that wasn't it. I hope he went there because it's what he thought was right. But it seems I'm not meant to know.
So if you'd left with him, you'd have known why he changed his mind.
If I'd have left with him, we'd both be dead, so I don't know why I bother thinking about it.
Hey, maybe you could have saved him.
I found my own way in the end, and it wasn't my brother's, and it wasn't my god's. I don't know if it was right. But I couldn't abide what Waidwen was doing to his own. God or not, I don't regret it. Whether Waidwen was Aothis, well, it hardly seems to matter after what we just heard. And all these questions I've been trying to figure out. I think I just miss my brother.
That's at the end of the day, that is the big part of
one
it.
more mess we gotta straighten out. Come on then. I still owe you one.
I think
Hey.
you've probably paid off the Omi
These
one.
ruins, like a great grave for a soul.
If I get hit by a trap now, I'll be annoyed. I don't think I should be using the souls for light.
Size of this place.
Many spirits stir here, edged with anger, violence.
I don't suppose you could make a few bridges the same way, hmm?
Can you do that again? I had something in my eye. I missed most of it.
I'm not touching those because they just turn into ash and dust. Oh. Oh, they're shambling. That means they don't care about being fast. Probably means these things are scary.
I'm ready.
Uh-huh.
Boop. 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 You're a spirit. Okay. You're just a shadow.
Can't get a good shot with this.
Wow. 69 damage. I mean, nice, but also that's a lot of damage.
All right, then.
This the remnants of an ancient battle? Probably right. Between the, whatever... From the different factions, I guess. What the hell?
Hey.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm. Your thoughts must flow deeply indeed.
I'm ready.
Can they be dominated? One of them can.
I'm here.
I'm ready.
Hey.
Knock it over.
Uh-huh.
Hey there.
No use.
Wait, what?
Hey there.
Get out of there.
I need something stronger. Show them how it's done.
Okay, this went a bit better than I expected, because I
Yeah?
just decided to go screw it and...
It's no.
Dead on!
I guess taking one of the shades out of commission was kind of a huge deal. You were calm, you weren't violent. Why did you decide to attack me?
Dead on!
We could have worked together.
All right, then.
Insanity over there. In this game, it kind of expects you to be a bit more of a melee boy. I don't have any proof of this. I just feel like that's true. Get rid of all this light. I mean darkness.
Uh-huh.
Hey.
I'm ready.
Yeah?
I'm here.
Hey.
Good shot with this.
Virtual insanity, you know. Okay, yeah, these dudes are not nearly a problem. Oh god!
I'm ready.
Hey there.
I'm
Hey
ready.
there, What? No, you stay
Lead
here.
the way.
You? Please move your way back here.
Hey.
Knock him over, please. Wait, if he's... Get out of there.
Your thoughts must flow deep, indeed.
Hey.
Everybody on him.
Dead on!
Let me have a look at this. What is this? Developed a worm lives in a swamp. Wait, so this is just a black dragon? Like it's not a spirity thing?
Can't get a good shot with this.
I took a bit of damage there, but they just focused my boy. And that's why I feel like
Alright
they
then.
expect you to be a bit more of a melee boy. I mean, I'm going to turn on all of these lights, because why wouldn't I? What did I gain
there.
from that? Iridescent Scarab. So didn't I not get a special ability? Step to the wheel. Paralyzing and sickening.
Tell me.
Hey.
Okay.
Dead on!
Hey.
I
thing isn't
genuinely
doing
think that Adair here can just
Job.
deal with the whole fight while I deal with this
Dead
fight
on!
And that's how it's done.
without taking any major damage. And that's why I focused on these guys instead of him.
That
I'm ready.
You're ready. Cool. Attack him.
Can't get a good shot with this.
Do-do-do-do-do.
Hey.
Look at that. Double clicking. Wait, so how do I get to that? It's not here. Is it not here? I guess it's not here. Maybe that thing here is like an elevator? Or a lift? No, this thing here? Oh, this is just a way down, never mind. What was that, then? I guess a jumping platform? Wait, why can't I go down? Okay, yeah. There's some reason I can't go down. I don't care, but it feels like I'm saving a lot. I 100% need to save for these areas. I thought this would be an area. This is the area.
Are you ready to take the oath? To spread the word of the gods to the lost and heathen?
No.
I am trusting you to remain loyal to the gods in this. If you do not, you will have greater powers than me to answer to. but you will answer to me as well. I wouldn't ask this were there any other choice.
I don't believe that's true. At least not the modern Thaos.
This is a missionary, same as I was. Taught the wrong things as I was. Oceanus. They have held off many would-be invaders.
You are ready to give a confession?
I am ready to hear one from you.
She was a badass in life, wasn't she? And in death. The door to the machine. Oh, there's Thaos. You've come to a circular room, grand and domed. Its walls lined with Adar and trimmed with copper. As the far end of a great pillar of Adar pierces the floor from below, like a jagged spike, its shimmering texture gives the illusion of boundless depth. Your thoughts are yours and not yours, and they are all questions. At the base of the pillar stands Thaos, a look of concern on his face as he notes your approach. You have something you want to ask him, one question above all, spinning madly in your mind, but you don't dare ask it yet. You need some admission from him first, some hint of the veracity of your suspicions.
You are far from your post, Inquisitor. What brings you here?
Was she telling the truth?
That woman sought only to destroy the foundations of peace and civility that my people sacrificed everything to build.
These people behind you, this machine behind you, what does it do?
It has many uses, but its purpose is to bring structure to the chaos that surrounds it.
All these statues, who are they of?
They are monuments to Woodica's greatest servants among my people. I hope to join them myself one day, but my work is not yet complete.
Was the entire Inquisition based on a lie?
The Inquisition was based on the need to cut the flesh from a rotting wound.
What is this place?
We are in a sanctum holy to Woodica. There are others like it in service to the other gods. I come here often to pray for her counsel, and in this space I may be assured that she hears me.
You are shaking now. Having lost all patience for tact, no more evasion, you have to know everything you believed, everything you've done for the gods. Did you lie to me when you said the gods could end suffering? Are there no gods?
What is a god? A higher power? A rewarder of good deeds and punisher of the wicked? Something men can turn to in their darkest moments when their days seem only like bridges from one tragedy to the next. Our gods are all these things.
With Thaos's every word, you find yourself losing control of a boiling cauldron of rage and doubt and fear and hopelessness until you can take it no more. Are there no gods?
We are in a sacred place within earshot of the gods themselves. This is not the time. You've been through much these past few months. You will return home and you will rest. When you feel you have recovered, you may rejoin us at the trials. The Inquisition is far from over, and I will have need of you. There are many who continue to spread the lies of the apostate. The Inquisition will not end until we have pronounced judgment on all of them.
His eyes linger on you, and there is no mistaking the threat behind it, and your rage shrinks at the image of an iron wheel in your mind, monolithic and caked with dry blood of thousands. You do not dare ask your question again. Oh, Thaos Actual.
How How did you find it?
I didn't. It was Lady Webb.
Another in a string of acts of petty defiance. For all her knowledge, she always preferred spite over reason.
It was reason that guided her hand in this.
Then she should have obeyed. I ask one thing of all my followers. She was incapable. A waste of rare talent and intellect.
Her talent and intelligence were too great for her to live as your servant.
What of your cohorts, then? They have followed you to their deaths. Is it loyalty that brings them here? Or is it, as my agents suggest, that they have no direction of their own? You worshipped Aethys, did you not?
Your spies are good. What gave me away? The cape?
Yet when your god needed you the most, you chose your country.
We were being invaded. Not by anyone who was acting like a god.
Then I should think your hometown gave you a hero's welcome when you returned.
They made cake. Hard to blame people for losing faith when it's the gods who are misbehaving.
The gods argue over how best to prevent Kith society from destroying itself. These disruptions would not be necessary were mortal instinct not so diseased. I understand your Duke's bells gave you a mission.
Their orders do not absolve me of my greater responsibility to the safety and well-being of the Republics.
You might want to skip over that one, Thaos. Don't want to pick a fight you can't win.
Yet you disobeyed. Something you already have a reputation for. They will know, of course. If it had been for a worthy cause, they might have forgiven you. But I don't see them pursuing animancy after seeing what it's done here. They trusted you, and you disappointed, as you always have. And you will again be disowned.
The parents scold, but the children are safe. Whether animancy research continues in the Republics or not, they will survive. For now, that's enough. In any case, I wouldn't be so smug about my fate, Thaos. I imagine Woodica responds to disappointment much more severely than even my dukes.
You are far from home, dwarf.
I knew my hunt would send me a long way from Masuk. It was a challenge I was glad to undertake for my village.
A journey, then? It must be of some import to take you so far and to last so long.
Anything worth doing comes at great cost.
So it was worth it, then, to tell a dying beast of things it neither understood nor had memory of. And a lost gift-bearer. You have been many things in this life, all because you fear what you really are.
Last I checked, the Ingwithans didn't make you a god. You want to tell me you don't have any regrets of your own?
There is no greater calling than the spread and protection of our faith. I regret nothing in service of that cause.
Then you haven't been looking hard enough.
Or perhaps I have merely witnessed the alternative. You are here because you are lost. The gods cannot reach everyone, I'm afraid. May you fare better in your next lives.
He directs his gaze at you.
I gather you have had your soul awakened. Why else would you shadow my footsteps like some stray mongrel? You think I have something to offer you, but our business was concluded long ago.
What do you know of our business?
You think your abilities only flow in one direction. That isn't how it works, I'm afraid. Not for me. For all that you saw of my soul in the sanitarium, I saw as much of yours.
One of us is going to die in this room. You might as well admit you lied to me before that.
I answered your questions once. That your soul is not fit to accept the answers is of little concern to me. I lied to no one. Not to you, not to anyone. The gods are real. They are everything we need them to be, and the world is better for it.
You denied a generation its place in this world.
The heart of this country has skipped a beat. Nothing more. I have done far worse. I plunged the peaceful kingdom of Telosus into civil war. I slew the monarch of Desantio, whose people never knew hardship under his rule, and replaced him with a cruel despot who brought them to ruin. When plague arrived at the great city of Arborensis, I saw to it that the cure did not. They piled their dead outside the city in heaps that rose above their walls.
Nothing can justify these atrocities.
That's where you are mistaken. There was a time, back when your soul was still a shapeless mist, when the world believed only in false gods. Thousands of them. Gods that told them to take slaves. Gods that told them to make war upon their neighbors and devour the slain. Gods that told them to burn their children alive and cover themselves in the ashes as a sign of their faith. But all that changed when they learned of the true gods. Our gods. All those misshapen, bestial instincts melted beneath the radiance of our god's majesty. You could see it in their eyes. That dull emptiness replaced with the glimmer of a kindled spark.
Teaching them that there were no gods would have achieved the same. No, it wouldn't. It's the spark of false hope.
There is no false hope. Only hope for things that never come. Have you imagined this existence? The one the apostate would have created. We are not all so virtuous as she. Without our gods, the most wicked, the most tyrannical, they would take that power for themselves. But more than that, it would be a hollow existence. All mysteries forever unanswered. All purposes constructed from meaninglessness. No endings to bring closure. Only a wheel, turning without mercy, grinding our spirits to dust.
Your way comes at too great a cost.
It is the least of all possible costs. Are you so dense as to think a faithless world would not be ridden with calamity? All I have seen, the millennia of experience. I will not be dissuaded from this course. This is the only way.
You're blind to think yours is the only way. You are controlled by your own doubts.
We are all controlled by our own doubts. Better that we should be relieved of them. With your soul and thousands of others, I will see this world purged of its suffering. Hear me, Woodica. Your servant calls for aid. Roak 10!
Oh, are we fighting huge statues? Oh. Jesus, it didn't... Okay,
Lead the way.
you over to that one.
Hey.
You over to that one.
I'm ready. Ready, Watcher.
Hey there.
Hey.
Woodica's hammer, Woodica's headsman. Sorry, judge.
Hey.
Can I knock this person over? Disintegrate him.
I'm ready.
Wait, is he invincible?
I'm ready.
It kind of feels like he's invincible.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me.
What did he just do to me?
I'm ready.
there another two statues that I have to deal with? That's a rock. That's another rock. Okay, we're good.
Tell me.
Hey.
Oh.
Lead the way. Mm-hmm.
It's taking a
Ready,
bit of
Watcher.
damage, I can't deny.
Hey.
Can't get a good shot with this.
I can't believe we don't have any ways of knocking down
I'm here.
anymore. Makes
I'm
me
here.
sad. Okay, what we
Hey.
do is we do everybody on him. You, Russian.
Hey.
Hey there.
I'm here.
Oh, the dog died. You know, they said I was too high level for this, but it genuinely feels like that's not true. Step of the wheel. Wait, is it just enemies?
Now, where were we?
Hey, we did it. At your feet rests the body of Thaos, hollow and dense wrinkles shaped by the silent shouldering of an eternal burden now smoothed across his colour-drained face. His soul remains still for a moment, defenseless, its energy expended in defeat. It lies sprawled across his body like a death shroud.
After journeying for lifetimes, I can't imagine his failure, knowing it was all for nothing.
Thousands of souls he has tortured. Would that he could live those sufferings 1,000 times himself.
In his own way, Thaos must have truly believed he was caring for the people of Aora, protecting them from themselves. A shame his soul won't have a chance to reflect on his errors before it enters the wheel.
Some point, you have to look at the things your god is telling you to do, and ask yourself if it's worth it.
Can't help but feel sorry for him. To live so long without a fresh start, with no chance to wonder what's around the corner.
Yeah, let's explore his soul. With a deep breath, you plunge into Thaos' soul, and where in Brackenry it had been a maze of narrow corridors and dead ends, now it's expansive and borderless, its walls crumbling into heaps like the ruins of Ingwith. As you pass through them, you travel for what seems like ages, rushing to a known location, a memory you glimpsed once before. At last you see it, no more than a pinprick of light at the end of a long tunnel, expanding slowly at first, and quickly as you near. You come out in a room you are standing in now, but it's new and pristine and filled with people, thousands of them, all turned towards the great Adar pillar and the machine that encases it. Thaos stands at the machine, and you are one with him now. You look out at a crowd, at faces of shriveled old men and cherub-cheeked little girls, at mothers bouncing inference to quiet them, and fathers clasping their child's restless hand and watching you with somber acceptance. A woman with tears in her eyes gives you a small nod. You turn back towards the machine, your breath constrained beneath the weight of an unwanted knowledge, preparing yourself to set out alone on a journey without end. You close your eyes and open them again to find the machine still in front of you, beckoning. You take your place in front of it and place your hands upon a large mechanical disc at the base of the great crystal column and speak a single word. Giant rings creak to life, building speed, setting arrays of carved, draconic mouths aglow and sending tremors through the platform beneath you. The entire room shakes now with the force of the accelerating machine, all sounds drowned out by its deep, deafening thrum. Brilliant tendrils of light arc onward from the pillar in all directions, and you look over your shoulders to see them engulfing the crowd, burning them brightly like hot iron. One by one these tendrils disappear, leaving ashen effigies where people once stood, many of them disintegrating into grey heaps under the stress of the tremor. You look above to the Adar pillar, and a glowing spherical mass has begun to coalesce on top of the column, where the arcs converge. It grows and pulses, translucent and bulbous, like some immense chrysalis, suspended in slow rotation as though it were being spun from the arcs of light. When the last arc disappears, the spectral mass hangs a moment, no longer rotating, so bright you must shield your eyes with an outstretched hand, and it seems to you as though it is looking at you. You bow your head in acknowledgement and look back up to see it melt into the pillar like warm candle wax. The pillar flares with a flash of light, bright as the sun itself, then fades to darkness. The machine slows down to an abrupt halt, and when the last echoes of its grinding cogs have passed, the chamber is still, and you are alone. From all sides, reality begins to bleed in through the memory, and you find yourself in your own skin once more, looking down at Thaos' lifeless body. You sense a listlessness to Thaos' soul, an overwhelming fatigue that hinders its immediate escape and makes it vulnerable to manipulation. You feel as though your victory has been given you some kind of hold over it, and you're able to do with it as you please. Returning to the cycle, you remember the Thaos, remember that no man can hide from the truth forever, and you're done with futility. Your memory shall be your penance. I do not envy you, Thaos. I have all people realize the sway memories can hold. It is time for you. You were granted peace. There can be no forgiveness for your deeds, only justice. You'll escape judgment no more. Or Zoil, your memories make you a slave as your own. Perhaps it can be undone, but it can be forgiven. It shall trouble neither of us any longer. I like this one.
A questionable act. Without his memories, there will be nothing of Thaos left to appreciate your mercy.
That even a man like Thaos should have a second chance. Well, That gives me hope for the rest of us.
You return to the landscape of Thaos' memory, to the vast terrain of deceptions and crippling despair, and you can feel your agency in this world now, an ability to reshape the whims of your dominant will. You focus on a vision of pure emptiness, and your will becomes a swirling mass around you, sweeping through the landscape and bearing any moments in lifetime like some apocalyptic bivouac that would tear away the essence of the planet itself. The storm builds until the very crust of the world peels from the fabric of the soul that anchors it, and it bore off into the sky until it's too distant to observe. The last thing you see is a white void, boundless in all directions and fettered by the shackles of experience and doubt. In the stillness that follows, a single word echoes through your mind, a word you spoke when you were one with Thaos in an ancient memory. You realize it is the word that activates the machine.
All right, then.
Okay, let's see what she says.
So much for Thaos, then.
The memories of her golden eyes sweep out and retract as she gazes into the great machine.
Now you have a chance to set things right, back to the proper order of things. It will take the Deerwood generations to recover, but at least these souls will find their way back to the wheel, as it should be.
Yeah. You?
Thaos may be gone, but his crimes, the wounds he has inflicted, remain.
Yes.
Yet before you lies an opportunity to heal, to restore. Only through the healing of families, repairing the bonds between parent and child, reforging the shattered links between generations, can the Deerwood be knit whole once more.
You're right.
People will long remember the legacy. Let them also remember the healing that followed.
Never thought I'd see something like this in my travels. Lends a little perspective, doesn't it? To think, the decisions the Angwithans made thousands of years ago still shape our lives today. It would be a shame to deny these souls the chance to find their own way and their own purpose.
Thank you for traveling with me.
I'd probably still be twiddling my thumbs by the side of the road if you hadn't come along. Thanks for bringing us this far.
Thaos, he had hold of your soul from a long time back, seems like. You get what you needed from him?
I got an answer to an old question.
Those can be hard to come by, but maybe that's best. Forces you to find your own footing. You'll be feeling better soon then. Good. That's real good. You got it figured out what you're going to do about all that?
Yes.
Got a lot of people out there thinking they've been abandoned by their gods. There's not much that'll put the fear in you more than that. You can take my word for it. If it was in my power, and I know it's not, but if it was, I'd find a way to give them the courage to face it. Not because they think there's some god looking out for them, but because they've just got it in them. And after what you've been through, though, I'm sure you got your own ideas. Better make it good. Hey.
Okay. With your companions bearing witness, you step up to a place where Thaos once stood, before his people long ago. The great machine lies in front of you, idle, ready. You've seen the machine and others like it in operation. You understand how it works. It is a device for directing souls. As a watcher, it would be a simple matter to influence that direction. Though as big as the machine is, it may be the last thing you ever do. There was a shrieking of stone grinding against stone as old cogs loosen and begin to turn. You have only one moment before the souls will be sent into the Adar vein. The only chance of redirecting them. Return the souls to the bodies they were intended for. Meh. What does that mean? Because isn't there a load of kids out there that are just dead then? Yeah, I still think it's the right thing to do. You close your eyes and expand your perception outwards, taking the immense totality of the tens of thousands of souls orbiting the chamber. You grasp that the souls is tenuous. You find yourself fighting to keep them all within your influence, and you can feel them slipping away from you as the machine gains speed. A brief moment comes in when it feels as though you have hold of all of them at once, and the force is so great it feels as though it will tear you apart. In that moment, you dedicate your entire being to bending their orbit, channeling their flow in a new direction.
At your command, the ancient device became your instrument, spinning to life with deafening resonance and gathering up the swirling essence like thread on a great spindle. There, in the pale pulsing glow of the machine that set you on this path long ago, you summoned all your strength, focusing on your objective and blocking out all else. With a single concussive blast that rocked the chamber and sent you tumbling to the ground, you freed the souls from their stasis. Exhausted, your consciousness slipping away, your last sight was of the machine, dark and dormant. Then your eyes closed, and sleep welcomed you at long last. After coming to and searching for some time, you discovered the route Thaos used to enter Sun and Shadow, and embarked on a long and arduous ascent back to the surface. You emerged in Ter Evron after days of tunneling through the rubble Thaos had left behind, and when you stepped into the daylight, you were faced with a different Deerwood than the one you had left. At your direction, the souls diverted by Thaos were guided back to the vessels originally meant for them. For the first time, parents of hollow-born children woke to the cries of their infants and looked into their eyes to see them staring back. People fell to their knees where they stood, thanking Helia or Mogren or even Aethys for their forgiveness of whatever guilt they felt they bore. But for all the relief that had come to some parents, others only found new grief. For many thousands of Hollowborn had died during Wideone's legacy, many by their parents' own hands. For those children, there would be no homecoming. Yet the last Hollow birth was in the past now, and those parents willing to risk trying for a new child were frequently rewarded, often with twins. Many felt they saw Helia's hand in it, and the year would be remembered as the year of Helia's splendor. Lord Radric's zeal had brought him back to life once, but it would not do so again. Radric's destruction at your hands spelled the end of his suffocating rule over Gilded Vale and the surrounding area. In his absence, the village prospered, becoming a popular destination for new settlers anxious to leave Defiance Bay after the riots. Without a nearby ruler, it also grew more wild, with many settlers moving on as soon as they'd arrived, turned off by lawlessness that was excessive even by Deerwooden standards. Nevertheless, despite the challenges of living there, Gilded Vale had survived.
I'm
and
there
would
though,
continue to
can't I?
survive for the foreseeable future.
Like at least get some
Following
order.
the assassinations of Duke Avar Wolfgren and Lady Webb, Defiance Bay was thrown into political upheaval. In the ensuing weeks, the streets had become the domain of looters and blackguards. Few dared to step outside their own doors alone or unarmed. But order was soon re-established by the Knights of the Crucible, who, despite their depleted numbers, had gained favor in the public eye for their role in the unraveling of the conspiracy surrounding Wideone's legacy, and were quickly reinforced by returning forces from Fleetbreaker Castle. For the Knights, their resurgence marked a return to the tradition as well. Having seen firsthand the dangers presented by dabblers in animancy, the Order quickly abolished the practice internally, preferring the familiarity of their hammers and forges to the uncertainties of Essence and Adra. Their identity rediscovered, the Knights suppressed their political aspirations and began once again to train their recruits in the art of blacksmithing.
That seems like a good ending.
Recapturing the post-revolutionary ideals of Deerwood and regaining the respect of its citizens as a result. The destruction of the machine atop Ter Noaneth spelled the end of the reanimated corpses in Heritage Hill. Though at first few were willing to venture into the abandoned district, it was soon cleaned out and rebuilt. The district's horrors still fresh in people's minds.
I love the
It would be
last line.
some time before it was fully repopulated. but eventually the lure of cheap prime land would all but erase the memory. The Duke's assassination at the apparent hands of an animancer had caused catastrophic rioting in the streets of Defiance Bay. But those who had escaped the melee in the palace hearings remembered the testimonies of the strange guest who had shown up that day and absolved animancy, implicating the leaden key instead. The rumor spread quickly,
Good.
and soon the popular belief was
Good,
that the
good.
assassin had been a leaden key spy. When the legacy had lifted, people came to see it not as a sign that the riots had been according to the gods' wishes, as Thaos had hoped, but as a confirmation that animancy had never been the source of the problem in the first place. Deerwoodans instead convinced themselves that the riots had
it's a way of
somehow
talking it.
purged Defiance Bay of leaden key spies, and that the end of Whitewind's legacy was their well-deserved reward. The rage against animancers was quickly forgotten, and those who had survived were permitted to return to Brackenbury Sanitarium and rebuild it
I wonder
so
if
they
that
might resume
statue
their
survived. I
studies.
don't remember if it did.
The town of Deerford had seen the last of the cult of Scan. Dark rumors about the town's many curses quickly faded, and travelers soon returned. Abidon was restored but tempered, and the compromise that he and Andra sought played out in the Deerwood too. Skilled labor saw a revival in the Deerwood, and the country's architects, engineers, and masons transformed the broken nation into a modern marvel. Defiance Bay was rebuilt into a grand capital, and the roads that connected the country were paved into broad highways. On the other hand, expeditions to Engwithan ruins steadily declined, and the Deerwood found a more stable, peaceful relationship with Air Glanfath. With the Eyeless defeated, Stalwart redoubled its efforts to unlock the mysteries of Durgan Steel and create new marvels upon the White Forge. However, the villagers also realized that they would never achieve their ambitions on their own. To that end, they set aside their grievances and welcomed newcomers,
They were kind of
Deerwooden
doing
and
that
Raid
already.
Saren alike, to their town. Stalwart grew not only as a hub for mining and metalworking, but also as a trading outpost, which Durgan's battery stood ready to protect. With this newfound prosperity came a generation of peace.
So that kid gets a bunch of
The
kids to
Flames
play
that
with.
Whisper clan found a cautious peace with Stalwart, particularly once the villagers heard of the aid the ogres had offered against the
used their
Eyeless.
aid.
The clan moved back into the Russet Wood, and as Stalwart grew in prestige, the villagers formed a tighter alliance with their ogre neighbors. Within a generation, ogre traders visited
That's
Stalwart,
great.
and village hunters were
Oh,
welcomed
I'd
in
love
the
a
Russet
sequel where
Wood.
the ogres are like actually
Armka's
part of
death had brought the
society.
Devil of Carrick little satisfaction. In time, her taste for vengeance soured. What replaced it was a hunger to feel something, anything, new. Summer had thinned the snowpack twice over when she felt the joint at her elbow first begin to stiffen. She turned her back on the hopes of animancy and civilization and walked east. She pushed through the mountains, past Raid Saris, and into the broad plains of Ishamiddle. She had forgotten what it was like to simply journey, no goal or destination in mind. Though she felt nothing more than the steady thump of her feet on the road, the endless horizons and grassy meadows were new to her. She measured her time in the gradual rusting of her body and was satisfied. Her movements slowed, but so did the world around her. Waist-high grasses undulated intact in the wind, as gradual as the tides. Sparrows and blackjays made steady pilgrimages across the sky, each flap of their wings a solemn salute. She could hardly move when she found something she had never seen before, the ocean. With the last of her strength, she pulled herself beneath the water, content at last to feel the movement of currents.
Oh,
and
what
the
a bittersweet
constant caress
ending,
of
but
the waves.
you're never getting a
Free
good
from the
ending with
burden
her.
of her memory, Maneha soon left the gift-bearers and resumed adventuring. Now that she had a taste for the world, she wanted to experience it
I
anew.
really liked her character.
Maneha rediscovered her zest for battle, extravagance, and romance. She kept her gaze on the horizon, looking from one journey to another more distant, from the lover in her arms to another more fervent. Hers was a life of excitement, violence, and passion. She moved too quickly for regret to catch up with her, and she hoped only that she might outpace it in the next life as well. The fortress of Cadnua emerged as a bastion of security in the midst of an untamed land, becoming the envy of every thane and earl in Deerwood. Legend grew over time of its impregnability, and stories of formidable invaders easily scattered by the keep's defenses became popular around the hearths of Deerwoodinians. Likewise, it also became a beacon to travelers, merchants, and visiting dignitaries alike. Reputed as the finest fortress in all Deerwood, people would journey from near and distant lands alike to
I didn't
experience
use
its
it as a
fabled
fortress.
hospitality and grandeur. The Audra dragon known as the Master Below, her soul now housed in the body of the huntress Fallen Roet, passed out of Deerwood in relative anonymity, her final destination unknown, even to herself. She was last seen in the port town of Road's End, boarding a ship, an Audra talisman glowing about her neck.
Good on her.
Pallegina had gone against the Duke's Bell's orders by inventing a new trade arrangement with the Anamenfath to accommodate the recovering Deerwooden market. With the Deerwood's people still weakened by Widewind's legacy, the Valian republics easily pushed their would-be competitors out of the market. For her outrageous insubordination and audacity, Pallegina was banished from the republics. She traveled north in the Eastern Reach, avoiding Valian ports and entering the ranks of the kind wayfarers. Despite her bravery and dedication to those in her care,
It's a shame that we
her
can
strange
actually come
appearance
to a
made her feel like
conclusion.
an outsider wherever she went. Adair chose not to return home to Gilded Vale. Still most comfortable far from cities, he settled in Deerford, which, like many towns in the Deerwood, was beginning the slow process of rebuilding. Believing now that it was the obligation of Kith to be the leaders their gods had not, Adair was soon named mayor of the town, and under his guidance, Deerford soon began to prosper. He expelled the last of the Scanites from the area and drew new settlers with the offer of land, a trick he had learned from someone he otherwise preferred to forget. With each passing day, Deerford would come to more closely resemble the Gilded Vale of Adair's childhood, the one worthy of its name. When the dust settled in sun and shadow, Aloth looked upon the remains of Thaos Ixarchanon, his former master. He saw where the Grand Master had gone wrong and what would be required to undo the harm Thaos had wrought. With a flick of his wrist, he burned Thaos's robe, headdress, and every other symbol of the man's power. Never again, he vowed, should Kith live in fear and blind obedience to an authority they did not understand. Armed with the knowledge and courage he had gained on his journeys with the Watcher, he set out on the long and lonely task of dismantling the Leaden Key.
Surely he
After
wasn't
all
the
that
only
he had
one.
learned in the Watcher's company, Kanarua could no longer see meaning in his pursuit of the Tanvi Oratoa. He decided to leave what remained of it within the depths of the Endless Paths and return home. Kana bid the Watcher farewell and sailed back to Rawatai, spending the tempestuous journey reflecting on the time he had lost to the pursuit of falsehoods. His family found Kana much changed, his fiery excitement replaced with a weary solemnity. Determined to change his wandering ways, Kana took up a quiet life as a lorekeeper at the college, teaching young students the traditions of their people.
Well, that's good.
With Thaos defeated and the souls released from sun and shadow, healthy children were born once again in the Deerwood. The grieving mother sought a place where she might do penance for the birthing bell. She returned to Deerford, where, to the astonishment of the villagers, she delivered the first healthy child in over a decade. She remained there, and with each new birth, she saw a measure of
She
hope
was a
restored
really
to the
interesting
Deerwood,
character
and a measure of grace for
that
her own
felt a
troubled
bit like a
past.
side project that wasn't
Durrance
given as
continued
much.
to blame Woodica for the atrocities of the Saints' War. Believing Magrin to have been a pawn in the machinations of the Queen that was, and feeling that Thaos's expulsion had been a step towards reconciliation with his goddess, Durrance tried for a time to reopen communication with her. When only silence
Jesus, he
came,
just killed
he
himself?
took it as a condemnation of his continued existence. Ultimately, he built a pyre and threw himself upon it, using his own
I guess I
shattered
didn't
staff
do his
as
stuff,
kindling.
so that makes sense that they got bad
Sagani
endings.
experienced the 4 months of her journey back to Masuk in vivid colors. She strove to memorize every moment of her final trip through the Deerwood, Glonfoth, the Valian Republics, and beyond, preparing to tell her village of what she had seen
Sadly,
on
I
her
don't think
long
I'll
journey.
ever see her in the sequel.
All of Masuk shared in her triumph, and she felt her pride and elation magnified by the joy of her village. Never again did she doubt the value of her sacrifices. After decades as a long hunter, Sagani finally became one of Masuk's most respected elders. She guided her community with wise counsel, and a generation after she finally passed, another huntress journeyed into the world to find her soul.
Oh.
For you, the death of Thaos brought an end to your waking visions, and a silence to the whispers of the past. In their absence, you were able to sleep. The questions of a distant lifetime ceased to trouble your soul. All that remained was what to make of the answer.
I mean, this implies I
At
died,
the
but I know I
moment,
don't.
There was little to be done, and the matter would have to wait. A long journey loomed ahead.
Oh, I didn't die. Never mind. That first bit implied I died. Look, I appreciate all you've done, but I will put you on 32 times speed. Thank you for all you've done here. I appreciate it. Normally, I would go into what I thought about the game now, but I'm thinking because we're near the end. Next Wednesday, we'll start the second game, but we'll start before that with me going over what I thought about this game, sort of giving a bit of a review. It won't be incredibly extensive. It will just be what I think of it. But maybe that'll be like the first 20 minutes, 30 minutes of me going through what I thought about it, the different stages, the different acts, which one I thought was good, which one I thought was bad. Either way, I hope everybody had a great time. This game has been incredible. I will see you all next. Well, I'll see you Friday for more Guild Wars 2. I will see you next Wednesday for more of this. Well, not more of this, the next game, and also a review of this. And I'll see you on Monday for where we feel like. But until then,